Hey guys! There have always been people whose actions, courage, care, and of course, their desire to change this far from perfect world have added their names to history. Some have dozens of books written about them, some have movies made about them, but there are also those who quietly and modestly do the work, even now while you're watching this video. They don't do it for the praise or the money or the power, but simply because they care, because they want to make our world a better place. The person we'll be talking about today has become very famous. He's not an actor or a singer or a famous politician. So what is it that he did to make his name known to millions of people? Harris Rosen grew up in Manhattan, New York, in a regular family. His childhood was no different from his peers. When he graduated high school, his parents were able to give him an education. He attended Cornell University, earning a Bachelor of Science degree from their School of Hotel Administration. He then served in the United States Army for 3 years in Germany and South Korea. After he was discharged, Rosen went on to get another degree at the University of Virginia. For many years, he worked in the hotel business in various cities in America: New York, Pittsburgh, Buffalo, Dallas, and even Acapulco in Mexico. Rosen always dreamed of helping other people and donated the little money that he earned to charity. It's also the reason why he turned to Walt Disney, so he could work with him and help people. But for some reason, Disney didn't hire him. Harris was very upset and didn't know what to do at first, but then he decided to go into the hotel business, and it was the right decision. In 1971, when he was in his 30s, Harris settled in Orlando, in sunny Florida. He worked at a hotel, and it seemed to him that his life was slowly passing him by. The man was good at his job, and in his long years of work, he learned everything there was to know about the hotel business. So he saved up money for a long time, and by the mid-80s, he had saved $25,000. He also borrowed some money from his friends and bought a small hotel, the Quality Inn. And that's the moment when the story of his great success began. As the city of Orlando developed as a tourism and conference center, so did the hotel business. Rosen's hotel began to make a good profit, so the entrepreneur continued to build hotels to compete with the giants of this business. He achieved great success in just a few years. Over time, he founded Rosen Hotels and Resorts, which includes such large hotels as the Clarion Inn at Buena Vista, the 800-room Rosen Plaza Hotel, the grand 1,334-room Rosen Center Hotel, the Orange County Convention Center, and many other hotels and resorts in Central Florida. Today, Rosen's company has 6,300 hotel rooms administered by 3,500 employees. Rosen Hotels and Resorts is valued at over $500 million. Perhaps many of us thought this would be the end. The goals were reached, and it was the time to let loose and enjoy life, spending the huge fortune, buying expensive cars, yachts, and relaxing at the expensive resorts. But that's not what our hero did. One day, Harris got a call from the local district municipality regarding the horrible conditions in which the population of the town of Tangelo Park lived. About 5,000 African Americans living there were involved with drugs and crime and led an overall miserable life. They had no hope for a better future. Most people did everything to avoid this terrible place. But surely, Rosen agreed to help. Instead of just giving them money, the philanthropist decided to live in the area for a month to try and understand what he could do to make a change. Having personally experienced the situation, Rosen didn't hesitate. He gathered the local community leaders and ordinary people and made a rather simple speech. Rosen managed to convey to the locals that their lifestyle was affecting the children. Obviously, he just didn't give a speech. Rosen invested several $1 million in the development of the area. He created jobs and paid for the equipment for the local schools. The millionaire paid for daycare for preschoolers and for college and university degrees for the high school graduates, which caused the percentage of high school graduates to increase from 25% to 100%, while the crime rate in the district decreased by 50%. Moreover, Rosen launched another program almost simultaneously. He funded the construction of a new Jewish community center in the southwest of Orlando. These and many other initiatives of the Florida philanthropist have led him to being named one of the most generous philanthropists by Forbes magazine. The man didn't even notice when the city, together with its residents, became his hometown, so he decided to tie his life to the town of Tangelo Park. He bought a house on one of its streets and moved to live there. He also spent $4 million of his personal funds for the professional training of adults, thanks to which several hundred men and women have found a decent job and their place in the world. It was both strange and nice, remembered Harris in one of his interviews, to see all the changes with your own eyes. Yesterday's car thieves, drug dealers, and those who hadn't let a gun out of their hands since they were little. You meet them in the library, or you see them rushing to take exams. It was really all worth it. Later, the philanthropist donated $25 million and a piece of land to the University of Central Florida. All the graduates of the local schools get automatically admitted into this college for free, and moreover, they all find work in Rawson's businesses after they graduate from college. Today, Harris is widely known in Central Florida and far beyond its borders for his philanthropic initiatives. There is a man working at one of the hotels who didn't know how to write or read when we met. He was an ex-con, and he only had one option in life. Now he works as a manager, and successfully so. He has a family, and even bought a house and a Porsche. Looking at him 10 years later, it's hard to believe who he was many years ago, the millionaire once told. Can you guys imagine that? How this one man changed the fates of people? In addition, Rawson has funded the construction of many playgrounds, kindergartens, and schools in the southwest of Orlando. He also provided housing for several dozen families, gave jobs to almost all the residents of the city, supported small businesses, and taught finance to the former gangsters. He supported children's sports teams, since it's the sports that keep the teenagers off the streets and busy trying to achieve better results. Today, Tangelo Park has completely changed. It looks nothing like the terrible place from the mid-90s and the beginning of the 2000s, about which legends and jokes are already being told around the town. When an American newspaper named Rawson the Man of the Year, some curious journalists began to research him and found out that the name of the most generous Florida philanthropist means rose in Yiddish, while a rose in Christianity means charity, and in Judaism, depth and diversity of life, the tree of life. Harris is also convinced that one needs to be a leader and a servant who helps people and the whole world, and then the people will definitely follow the good example, and his story is the best proof of that. Looking back, the locals say they couldn't believe what was happening. After all, it was just one man, albeit a rather wealthy one, who managed to reform an entire district of the city and change the lives of thousands of people. Now imagine that each one of us could become Harris Rawson. Yes, we might not have a lot of money, but desire is what's more important. After all, the ocean is also made of many little drops. Let us know what you think about this truly kind and selfless person and how he managed to change the whole city on his own. Don't forget to like this video if you enjoyed watching, and we'll see you next time. See you next time.